Picture this. Your pulse begins to slow, steady as a drum in the distance. Your shoulders soften, sinking into the mattress, like stones settling to the bottom of a river. One by one, the muscles unclench, the breath deepens, and your brain drops into a rhythm so slow it almost hums. A lazy 1 beat per second wave pulsing quietly in the dark. It feels like stillness, but beneath the surface your body is alive with purpose. This is not idleness. It is the moment the great repair shop of the body opens for business. Blood carries nutrients into tired muscles. Hormones sweep through the bloodstream like master builders, and immune cells sharpen their weapons, scanning every corner for intruders. The brain itself begins a secret cleaning ritual, flushing out toxins that have built up through the day. It is the quietest time of your life, yet it is also the most powerful. Miss this stage though, and the system falters. Memories from the day, lessons learned, conversations had, skills practiced, remain fragile, easily lost. Muscle fibers don't rebuild, leaving the body weaker instead of stronger. The immune system forgets its patrol, leaving doors unlocked against infection. The longer the repair crews stay off duty, the more cracks begin to show. Slower thinking, a shorter temper, an aging body that feels older than it is. Deep sleep is the difference between a body that thrives and a body that unravels. And the truth is simple. It is available to you every single night, hidden inside your own biology, waiting for permission. Tonight can be that night. The night you let the body heal, renew, and rise, ready for tomorrow. Forget the glossy mattress ads with slow-motion pillows and actors pretending to sleep in perfect bliss. Real rest doesn't come from marketing. It comes from what your body is doing when you finally drift into the deepest layers of sleep. And that's where we're heading tonight. Not the surface, but the hard science of slow-wave sleep. This is the stretch of the night where the magic happens. Your brain, which has been buzzing with thoughts all day, literally hoses itself down, rinsing out the waste products of 1,000 decisions and distractions. Your immune system quietly uploads new armor, programming itself to recognize and destroy threats before they can touch you. Your muscles, battered and torn from the strain of movement, training, or simply living, begin to stitch themselves back together with more precision than any surgeon's needle. This is not sleep as escape. It's sleep as the most productive work your body will ever do. And here's the truth most people miss. You can spend 8 hours in bed, even more, and never touch this stage long enough to reap its benefits. Deep sleep is not guaranteed. It has to be earned, protected, and nurtured. That's why over the next 45 minutes, we're going to open the doors to this hidden repair shop and show you how it really works. By the end, you'll hold a clear, no-nonsense playbook to transform every bedtime into a full-body upgrade, not just for tonight, but for the nights ahead. So grab some water, dim the lights, let your body settle, and let's step together into the science and the serenity of deep sleep. Section 1. The Hidden Epidemic. We live in a world that celebrates hustle and brags about burning the candle at both ends. But behind the caffeine and productivity hacks, there is a hidden epidemic, one that robs people silently. Night after night, 1 in 3 adults is chronically short on deep sleep. That's not a few unlucky souls. That's a third of every street, every workplace, every family. People don't think of it as an epidemic because the symptoms don't always scream. Instead, they whisper: a little more irritability, a little less focus, a body that feels just a bit heavier each morning. But the truth is, this isn't about feeling sleepy or yawning through meetings. Missing deep sleep means missing the single stage where the body does its most essential repairs. It's like owning a car you never take to the mechanic, or a city that never sends out garbage trucks. You might get by for a while, but slowly, the decay spreads. Scientists at the University of Rochester used brain imaging to show just how dramatic the effect is. After a single night without deep sleep, the brain's ability to clear waste drops by 60%. That's not a small dip. That's like shutting down more than half the janitors in the brain overnight. What's left behind is toxic debris, beta amyloid and tau proteins, the very same substances that form sticky plaques in Alzheimer's patients. Add to that the inflammatory chemicals that build up through stress, and you've got a brain marinating in its own leftovers. Imagine leaving raw food scraps on your kitchen counter every night. The smell would grow unbearable. Now picture that inside your head, and the brain isn't the only victim. Keep skipping deep sleep, and the consequences echo through the body like cracks in a foundation. The statistics are staggering. A 65% higher risk of dementia, significantly higher risk of heart disease, and increased chance of diabetes, all tied to poor sleep. The skin shows it too. Collagen production slows, leaving the face hollow, skin sagging, wrinkles deepening long before their time. Hormones collapse under the strain. Testosterone levels in men nosedive, dragging energy, drive and muscle repair down with them. Women lose balance in their reproductive cycles, with fertility suffering. Even the immune system begins to unravel. After one bad night, your natural killer cells, the frontline assassins that detect and destroy virus-infected cells, and even precancerous growths, drop by 70%. 70. It's like pulling police patrols from 7 out of every 10 streets in your city and expecting crime not to rise. Without deep sleep, the body's defenses weaken, leaving the gates wide open. And here's the cruel irony. Most people don't connect the dots. They wake groggy and blame it on stress. They notice their skin aging, their memory slipping, their mood darkening, and they blame it on getting older. All the while, the true culprit is hiding in plain sight. They are living in a body stuck mid-renovation. The scaffolding is still up, the drywall unfinished, wires dangling from the ceiling. Each night of missed deep sleep leaves the repair crews stranded, tools in hand, unable to complete their work. This is not fatigue. This is not laziness. This is a silent epidemic of unfinished healing, and it is stealing resilience, clarity, beauty, and years of life from millions. Section 2. What exactly is deep sleep? Sleep is not a single uniform state. It is a rhythm, a tide that rises and falls in cycles lasting about 90 minutes each. You drift through light sleep, slide into REM, and then, if your body allows, you enter the crown jewel of rest. Stage 3. Slow wave sleep. This is the deepest, heaviest kind of rest. The point in the night where your brain waves slow to just 1 beat per second, as if the mind itself were exhaling after a long day. In this stage, the body undergoes profound changes. Blood pressure bottoms out, giving your heart and blood vessels a rare chance to rest. Growth hormone surges from the pituitary gland in carefully timed pulses, like a master builder laying bricks at exactly the right moment. This isn't random. It's the body's way of repairing tissue, rebuilding bone, and restoring energy at the cellular level. Think of it as the midnight repair crew clocking in. While you lie there motionless, the workers of your biology get busy. Muscles drink in amino acids, patching micro tears caused by the day's movement or training. The liver quietly refills glycogen, storing energy reserves for tomorrow. Even your skin is hard at work, repairing damage from sun and stress. What looks like stillness from the outside is in fact the busiest shift of the body's day. Meanwhile, inside the brain, something remarkable happens. A hidden network called the glymphatic system swings its doors open. Cerebrospinal fluid flows between neurons like a tide washing through narrow streets, sweeping away toxic waste. Beta amyloid and tau proteins, the very plaques linked to Alzheimer's disease, are rinsed out in this nightly bath. Without it, the brain slowly suffocates in its own debris. With it, the mind stays sharp, resilient, and alive. But deep sleep is not only about cleaning, it's about consolidating who you are. As you drift through stage 3, the hippocampus replays the day's experiences, deciding what to keep and what to discard. Skills you practiced, words you learned, memories you cherished are transferred into long-term storage in the cortex. Without this transfer, yesterday's lessons dissolve like chalk in the rain. This is why you can spend 9 hours in bed and still wake up broken, foggy, and unrefreshed. If stage 3 never arrives, or arrives only briefly, the body never repairs, the brain never cleans, and the mind never solidifies its memories. Deep sleep is not optional. It is the nightly reset button, the hidden engine that keeps the human machine running. Without it, you may be lying still, but you are not truly resting. Section 3. Physical repair in action. If deep sleep had a signature strength, it would be repair. This is the time when the body stops spending energy outward, moving, thinking, digesting, and turns its focus inward, rebuilding what the day has worn down. Every night, if given the chance, your body runs a silent but powerful repair program, one that medicine still struggles to replicate. Let's begin with the immune system. During slow-wave sleep, your body releases chemical messengers like interleukin-1, IL-1, and tumor necrosis factor alpha, TNF-alpha. Think of them as encrypted text messages, telling T cells and macrophages exactly where to patrol, which invaders to target, and which tissues need cleanup. The beauty of this process is its precision. When you sleep deeply, the immune system is sharp, coordinated, and efficient. Without deep sleep, the system grows clumsy, like a soldier firing in the dark, causing chronic inflammation that damages healthy tissue as much as it protects. Science backs this with startling clarity. Researchers at the University of Tübingen gave volunteers a hepatitis A vaccine, then divided them into 2 groups, those who slept well afterward, and those who stayed awake playing games all night. The results were dramatic. The well-rested group produced twice the antibodies as the sleep-deprived group. Same shot, same body, same opportunity, yet double the payoff simply because of deep sleep. Immunity isn't just boosted by rest. In many ways, it depends on it, and the repair doesn't stop at immunity. Tissue healing also accelerates during deep sleep. As the pituitary gland pulses out growth hormone, the liver converts it into IGF-1, a chemical that fuels cell division and repair. Muscle fibers that were torn by exercise or daily strain begin dividing and rebuilding, stronger than before. This is why children, drenched in growth hormone during their long nights of sleep, seem to shoot up overnight. It's why athletes who track their sleep find a simple truth. When deep sleep is consistent, injuries fall by nearly 30%. Without it, the smallest strains linger, soreness lasts longer, and performance fades. Even in hospitals, the difference is visible. Patients deprived of deep sleep after surgery heal slower. On average, they need 2 extra days in the hospital, compared to those who sleep soundly. That's 2 days of pain, of risk, of slower recovery, all because the body's natural medicine cabinet, deep sleep, wasn't unlocked. Yet despite this, hospitals often treat earplugs or quiet wards as optional luxuries, rather than critical tools for healing. Deep sleep is the most powerful medicine you will ever take, and it doesn't come in a pill, a bottle, or an injection. It's built into your biology, waiting each night for you to give it the space it needs. Ignore it, and healing slows. Protect it, and your body does what it was designed to do: repair, restore, and renew. Section 4. Brain detox and plasticity. Imagine your brain as a bustling city. All day long, billions of neurons fire like commuters rushing through crowded streets. They burn fuel, pass signals, and leave behind exhaust, metabolic waste that builds up as the hours pass. By nightfall, the city is choked with smog, and just like any city, without sanitation crews, the trash piles up until the streets are impassable. That is where deep sleep enters. During slow-wave sleep, the glymphatic system, a hidden sanitation network, swings into action. Spaces between neurons expand by up to 60%, creating open highways for cerebrospinal fluid to flow. This fluid sweeps through the brain like a tide, washing away the day's waste, beta amyloid, tau proteins, and inflammatory debris. These are not harmless scraps. They are the very substances that accumulate in Alzheimer's disease, slowly strangling healthy brain cells. Neuroscientist Makin Nedergaard and her team filmed this process in live brains, watching beta amyloid clear twice as fast during deep sleep compared to waking hours. It is quite literally a nightly brain shower. Without it, the city grows toxic. With it, the streets are clean, traffic flows, and neurons are free to thrive. But detox is only half of the story. While the garbage trucks do their work, another crew arrives: the memory architects. In the hippocampus, the brain's temporary holding area, memories from the day are replayed in bursts like a highlight reel. Important details are strengthened and transferred to the cortex, where they are filed into long-term storage. This is how the brain decides what stays and what fades. A new Spanish word you practiced, the piano chords you struggled through, the conversation you had with a loved one, all of it is rehearsed and cemented into the architecture of your mind. Skip deep sleep, and the rinse cycle never runs. Yesterday's lessons dissolve like chalk in the rain, slipping away before they can settle. That's why cramming all night for an exam often ends in failure. The brain never has the chance to file those memories where they belong. In fact, a 2021 study published in Nature showed that when researchers gently boosted slow-wave activity with pink noise pulses, subjects improved their memory recall by 40% the next morning. Give the brain the quiet rhythm of deep sleep, and it doesn't just rest,
it rewires itself. Deep sleep, then, is both janitor and teacher. It clears the debris of the day, while engraving the lessons that matter most. It is the brain's nightly ritual of renewal, ensuring you wake up not only restored, but wiser, sharper, and more capable than the day before. Section 5. Mood and emotional calibration. Think back to a day after a restless night. The smallest inconveniences suddenly feel like heavy blows. A traffic jam feels unbearable. A sharp word from a colleague cuts deeper than it should, and worries that normally stay in the background begin to spiral. This isn't weakness, it's biology. When you miss deep sleep, the amygdala, the brain's emotional alarm system, goes into overdrive. It fires rapidly, scanning for threats, amplifying fear, and magnifying stress. At the same time, the prefrontal cortex, the part of the brain that keeps emotions in check, goes offline, dulled by fatigue. It's like leaving a toddler in charge of an airplane cockpit. Emotions soar out of proportion, while logic and control are nowhere to be found. Deep sleep restores the balance. During slow wave cycles, the prefrontal cortex reconnects with the amygdala, calming its frantic signals and steadying emotional responses. It's a reboot, much like restarting a frozen laptop. The system that was overloaded and chaotic suddenly comes back online, refreshed and functional. The effects are measurable. Studies show that consistent slow-wave sleep can reduce anxiety scores by up to 35%, a change powerful enough to rival some medications. For those already struggling with depression, sleep becomes even more critical. Antidepressants are more effective when paired with healthy sleep, because deep rest amplifies their benefits. Therapists have taken note. Many now integrate sleep-focused modules into cognitive behavioral therapy, because improving deep sleep can double remission rates in patients with major depression. What this means is simple. Your emotional stability depends on deep sleep as much as it does on therapy or medicine. Without it, the brain is like a piano out of tune. Notes still play, but everything sounds harsher, less harmonious. With it, the brain regains its rhythm, allowing you to face the world with calm, perspective, and resilience. Deep sleep is not just a break for the body, it is a balm for the mind. Each night, it soothes the raw edges of emotion, quiets the alarms of fear, and helps us wake not only rested, but steadier, kinder, and more ourselves.
Section 6. Why we're losing it. If deep sleep is so vital, why are so many of us missing it? The truth is, modern life quietly sabotages the very stage of rest our bodies need most. We've built habits, technologies, and routines that work directly against the biology that evolution spent millions of years perfecting. One of the biggest culprits is artificial light. Our brains evolved to rise with the sun and rest with the dark. But today, blue light from LED screens, phones, and late-night TV tricks the brain into thinking it's still daytime. Melatonin, the hormone that tells the body it's time to sleep, can be suppressed by as much as 50% after an evening of scrolling. Without melatonin, the body may lie in bed, but won't sink deeply into stage 3. You may drift, you may dream, but you don't truly restore. Then there's stimulants. That innocent afternoon espresso or energy drink. Caffeine has a half-life of 6 hours. Drink it at 4 p.m., and half of it is still in your bloodstream at 10 p.m., whispering to your nervous system to stay alert. Even if you fall asleep, the body's rhythms are disrupted, robbing you of the slow waves that heal. Stress is another thief. Constant work pressure, financial worries, and the endless hum of responsibility keep cortisol, the stress hormone, elevated. Cortisol is like a guard dog, barking at shadows long after the danger has passed. When it stays high into the evening, the body can't settle. The heart beats faster, the mind races, and deep sleep is pushed further away. Even habits we think of as calming can backfire. Alcohol, for example, may knock you out quickly, but it fragments sleep cycles. Instead of long, uninterrupted stretches of slow-wave sleep, the night is broken into shallow fragments. You wake often, even if you don't remember it, and the repair crews never complete their work. And it doesn't stop there. Temperature matters. A room that's too warm can shorten deep sleep by 20 minutes or more, and over weeks, that debt compounds. A heavy late-night burrito keeps the digestive system churning when it should be resting, pulling resources away from repair. Even a mild fever can steal deep sleep, leaving the body struggling to heal itself without the very tool it needs most. The danger isn't just one night lost, it's the accumulation. Miss 20 minutes of deep sleep tonight, another half hour tomorrow, and within weeks, the debt becomes a canyon. The body doesn't forget, it carries the loss forward, compounding the damage in subtle but powerful ways. Slower healing, sharper mood swings, and a body that feels older than its years. We are not just losing sleep, we are losing the most important part of it. And until we recognize the silent saboteurs of our modern lives, the epidemic will continue, night after night. Section 7. The three-lever framework. To reclaim deep sleep. The good news is that reclaiming deep sleep doesn't require hacks, exotic supplements, or complicated routines. It comes down to biology, simple levers that when pulled, consistently move the needle, in study after study. Think of them as 3 dials. You can adjust each night: temperature, light, and routine. Master these, and you give your body the best chance to enter and stay in slow-wave sleep. Lever 1. Temperature drop. Your body is wired to sleep best when its core temperature falls by about 1 degree Celsius. This drop is a built-in signal to the brain. The night has come, it's time to rest deeply. But modern homes, heated bedrooms, and heavy blankets often fight against this cooling process. Research shows that keeping the room between 65 and 67 degrees Fahrenheit increases the duration of slow-wave sleep by up to 15%. That's like gaining an extra hour of repair each week without changing anything else. For those who dislike the chill, a trick is to take a warm bath about 90 minutes before bed. It may sound counterintuitive, but the rapid cool-down afterward mimics the natural circadian plunge in temperature, helping the body slip more easily into deep sleep. In fact, this simple ritual has been shown to outperform low-dose sleeping pills in effectiveness. Lever 2. Light timing. Light is the master clock of your biology. In the morning, even 10 minutes of sunlight within the first hour of waking anchors your circadian rhythm, starting a timer that tells your body to release melatonin roughly 12 hours later. This is why early morning walks are so powerful for sleep. At night, however, light becomes the enemy. After 9 p.m., exposure to blue light from phones, TVs, and LED can slash melatonin production by 50%. It's like telling your body, the sun is still up, stay awake. The result is delayed, shallow, fragmented sleep. The fix doesn't require gadgets, just swap screens for softer, amber light. That simple change has been shown to restore 23 minutes of deep sleep each night. Over a year, that's nearly 6 extra days of repair you would have otherwise lost. Lever 3. Wind down buffer. Finally, the nervous system needs a runway. You cannot sprint into bed from a buzzing day and expect to drop straight into deep sleep. The body needs cues, repeated, consistent signals that say, it's safe now, the work is done. A study at Penn State found that a 20-minute wind-down routine, gentle stretching, deep breathing, journaling, or even a deliberately boring podcast improved deep sleep by 12%. The key is not the activity itself, but the repetition. Do the same steps, in the same order, every night, and the brain learns. These cues mean repair time. Over weeks, this becomes as automatic as flipping a switch. Bonus lever: sound stimulation. Some researchers are exploring more advanced tools. In Switzerland, scientists used gentle pulses of pink noise, timed perfectly with the brain's slow waves, to amplify deep sleep. Subjects not only slept more soundly, but showed a 20% boost in memory retention overnight. Today, some apps and headbands attempt to mimic this effect, but these are optional extras. The cherry, not the sundae. The real power comes from the 3 simple levers of biology: cooling the body, respecting the clock of light, and creating a ritual of release. Deep sleep isn't a mystery, it's a system, and when you align yourself with that system, night after night, the results are profound. Section 8. Common pitfalls to avoid. It's tempting to chase shortcuts when sleep isn't coming easily. Supplements, pills, even a glass of wine before bed all feel like easy fixes. But too often, these solutions only mask the problem while making the core issue worse. Take magnesium, for example. It can help relax muscles and support sleep. But if you're taking it while scrolling on your phone under the harsh glow of blue light, you're fighting biology itself. It's like patching a flat tire while the engine is on fire. You're fixing the wrong problem. Blue light will still crush melatonin by half, no matter what supplement you swallow. Melatonin can be useful in the right context, like adjusting your clock after flying across time zones. But when taken night after night, it can dull your body's own ability to produce melatonin naturally. Instead of resetting your rhythm, you're training your biology to depend on an outside crutch, leaving you weaker over time. Then there are sleeping pills. In emergencies, they have their place. But beyond short-term use, they flatten the rich architecture of sleep. Instead of natural cycles, the night becomes chemically blunted. You may be unconscious, but your brain isn't repairing. Your memories aren't consolidating, and your body isn't cleansing. Worse, the side effects, grogginess, dependence, and memory gaps, linger long after. Even THC, often praised as a natural sleep aid, comes with trade-offs. Yes, it can sedate you and help you fall asleep faster, but studies show it fractures deep sleep, breaking apart the very stage you're trying to protect. What you gain in speed of falling asleep, you lose in depth and quality. The truth is this: you cannot drug your way into deep sleep. The architecture of rest is built by temperature, light, rhythm, and biology, not chemicals. Fix the levers first, and only after that should supplements even enter the conversation. Deep sleep is a system, and shortcuts rarely replace the real thing. Section 9. A 24-hour deep sleep checklist. Deep sleep doesn't begin at bedtime. It begins the moment you wake up. The choices you make across the entire day either build a foundation for slow-wave sleep or quietly chip away at it. Think of it as a 24-hour loop. Each action is a signal, teaching your body when to be alert and when to let go. Morning sets the rhythm. Step outside within 30 minutes of waking and let sunlight hit your eyes. That light anchors your circadian clock, starting the countdown to melatonin release later in the evening. Skip it, and your rhythm drifts, leaving you wired when you should be winding down. Before your first coffee, drink water. Hydration first, caffeine later. Then wait at least 90 minutes before your first cup. This allows cortisol, your natural wake-up hormone, to peak on its own, preventing dependency and morning crashes. Midday is for movement. Resistance training, lifting something heavy, even your own body weight, adds 5 to 10 minutes of slow-wave sleep that very night. The body reads strength training as a signal to rebuild. It creates demand, and deep sleep is how that demand is met. Late afternoon is the cutoff zone. No caffeine within 6 hours of bed. Even if you don't feel it, the molecule lingers in your bloodstream, quietly blocking the receptors that would normally ease you into slow-wave rest. Evening is for signals of safety.
Dim the lights 2 hours before bed. Drop the thermostat to around 65 degrees Fahrenheit. Avoid alcohol or heavy meals in the last 3 hours. Digestion and sedation are the enemies of deep, clean sleep cycles. Instead, create rituals, a warm shower, a cup of herbal tea, or a book that rests the mind. At bedtime, consistency wins. 1 page of fiction is enough to ease the transition. 3 slow diaphragmatic breaths to release the day, then lights out at the same time. Yes, even on weekends. The brain loves rhythm, and when it trusts the pattern, deep sleep arrives more easily. Track yourself for just 2 weeks. Whether it's with a wearable ring or pen and paper, you'll see the change. Longer stretches of deep sleep, more energy on waking, a calmer mind. It's proof that deep sleep isn't luck, it's a system, and when you respect it, the payoff comes quickly. If tonight you adjust even 1 lever, cooling the room, dimming the lights, or giving yourself a buffer to wind down, you'll feel the difference. And if you do, don't keep it to yourself. Share it with the friend who hits snooze like it owes them money, or the coworker who brags about running on 4 hours of sleep. We're all fighting this hidden epidemic, and sometimes the smallest nudge can save someone years of health. And if this resonated with you, subscribe for next week's deep dive. We'll break down the science of napping without nuking your deep sleep, and how to use short bursts of rest to supercharge focus and recovery. Your future self, the one who wakes clear, sharp and strong, will already be grateful. Deep sleep is not wasted time. It is not downtime. It is the most productive stretch of your entire day, and it happens while you're lying still in silence. It's when your brain scrubs itself clean, rinsing out the trash that would otherwise suffocate your neurons. It's when memories are sealed into place, skills are sharpened, and wisdom is quietly filed away. It's when your mood is recalibrated, stress is softened, and your emotional balance is restored. It's when your immune system arms itself with new defenses, when wounds knit, when muscles grow stronger, when every cell takes a step closer to renewal. Miss it, and you don't just feel tired. You accelerate aging. You invite disease. You live in a body stuck half renovated, with cracks in the foundation that only widen over time. But protect it, guard it with the simple levers of temperature, light and routine, and every night becomes free medicine. Every night becomes therapy. Every night becomes a chance to heal, to restore, to rise again. The best time to start was yesterday. The second best is tonight, when you close your eyes. So dim the lights, let the day go, and step into the most powerful treatment nature has ever given you, the healing power of deep sleep.